experiences I thought were very valuable for me as a young sergeant. This was some things, we arrested some people and we had some prisoners and things like that. And I've got prisoners and these guys are looking at me with just pure black eyes. Their eyes right glazed over in black. And I did some reading on that, what that meant. I never saw a darker eye in my life, and it was hate, and that's what I think it was. And those guys that we had as prisoners just purely outright hated us. And the thing was, is when you offer them some water and some food, that hateness would kind of flicker a bit. And when you sit down beside them and you just talk to them, and they don't understand what you're talking about, but you talk in a calm manner to them, I just see that hate flicker. And I think that was important, to treat prisoners of war how we'd want to be treated. And I think that we did a really good job of that at the beginning there. And that was my first dealings with them. But that PID that you'd look for, my first engagement was, there's 3 or 4 bad guys and on one side, and another 6 or 7 on the other, between 2 gray putts, and you just see him and he's shooting at you. And I think as a sergeant, your immediate action is to want to protect your own soldiers, and then you want to get a massive amount of rounds downrange. And it does, involve blowing a lot of stuff up and, destroying a lot of things. But if we don't match or overmatch what's getting shot at us, then, you're going to be in trouble. So our first engagement, I remember laughing the entire time through it, smiling, telling jokes, and my weapon up and just firing. And seeing another person firing at another person while they're firing at you is an experience that you cannot teach until it happens.
Is it a fun experience?
It's a very surreal experience, and as long as nobody's falling down beside you and the man to your left and right are okay, it is exciting. As a young soldier, it's exciting. And it's exciting to look at your guys that you've been training for the last few months or half a year, and they're doing a great job, and you see that, and it makes you happy. The other thing too is I found, and I was on my Ranger course we learned that, and it was keeping humor with a lot of things when things are really bad. And I think it was our policy in our platoon that we would perpetuate that with the younger ranks, because it was important to tell jokes and make light of situations during an engagement, especially those first few, just to keep guys calm. And if a guy's laughing, that means he's calm. And I'm not talking hysterically laughing, gone crazy, but telling jokes, laughing. And one of the first jokes that happened was, I remember doing physical training in Frontenac, and I would take my section out on a lot of runs, and we would be jumping up on top of these high pillars, and we'd jump a significant distance. And I had a guy that was scared of heights, and he's like, "This would never happen. Why would we be doing this?" I was like, "Just do it," because I needed him to get through that. And I remember before that first engagement happened, I put 2 guys up on a high wall, and they were walking. And as they were walking, that's when an RPG came in at us, and they were engaging my 2 guys up on that wall. And one of them happened to be him. And we were laughing because he's like, "Guess you were right." And we were laughing, and he had to jump over a very high distance to get to the other side. Otherwise, he would have got it. So he ended up jumping down off the wall onto me and another guy. The other guy jumped on. We're hugging each other while we're getting shot at, laughing, and then it just made everything okay. And we just started engaging, and that feeling of invincibility comes back